This program is brought to you by the Genesis Communications Network, a world leader in talk radio since 1998. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is Home Talk USA with Michael King, where we will discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Michael King is a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and the author of Contracting with the King. Join us this hour for our segment Invent America with your co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton. Discover what's next in the home improvement industry and explore new products and innovations. Or if you have that next great big idea, learn what it takes to bring your invention to the world as Michael King and Rita Crompton talk to America's inventors and innovators. Remember, the America of tomorrow is being invented today. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, we proudly present Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King, and his co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Yeah, welcome, America. That's right. Welcome to the Invent America show, part of the Home Talk USA radio family, where hour number 2 of each week, we kind of break away from tradition and talk to all the inventors out there, basically getting the entrepreneurs, the products of the future, as I promised you many moons ago. This show is probably 10 to 12 years ahead of all the other shows because a lot of our topics started just like that, getting the inventor on and learning about the technology before it even hits the market. But guess what? With the inventor lady herself, now we're talking about the process. We always did a show on the after when the product basically got to market. But now, as I said, through Rita Crompton, my co-hosts, which I'm going to welcome her right now, basically what we're doing now, right, Rita, is walking them through the process. As easy as that, right?
Absolutely. You know, America invents. We're Invent America Radio, but it's because America invents, and people solve problems based on what they're doing. You know, it's like that next aha moment. And all of our inventors today, you know, they've solved a problem. And so we want to encourage everybody out there who is, you know, they're working and they're seeing something and they go, oh, I could do this better, to do it better, and to go through the steps, because most of our economy is based on people doing exactly that.
Well, Rita, I'm looking at a tweet right now, and one of our listeners basically wants to know about market research. You know, and what I'm saying is that we've been talking about how to get the product to the market, walking you through the steps, through the, you know, licensing process, the things like that. But at the end of the day, Rita, wouldn't you agree? I like that tweet. It's that, okay, maybe I want to invent the product, but is there really a market for my product? Does that make sense? How?
Well, it does. And, you know, the easiest way to do that, and I think it's really important for inventors to do some of their own market research, and it's, you know, they don't always want to hear the answer that's out there, but go someplace that would be a reseller of your product and talk to them and show them. You know, you got a new toothbrush, go to your dentist and talk to them. If you've got a medical product, go to your doctor, the nurse practitioner. If you've got a baby product, you know, the information that you can gather eye to eye with someone. And we get some inventors that will go to the National Hardware Show with us, and that's what we're talking about today. And part of the reason they go in that early stage is to do exactly that. They can find out about pricing. They can find out about manufacturing. They can find out about, you know, oh, it would work better if the door swang, you know, top to bottom instead of left to right. So that market research that we encourage our inventors to do is early stage, and the more they can do face-to-face, shaking hands and looking someone in the eye, the better it's going to be. When you hire a market research team, all you're doing is guaranteeing that you're going to get an invoice.
Well, tell us a little about our 3 guests you got lined up today.
Sure. Our first guest, Daryl Swank, is from the Colorado area. He's got a grill product. He has been in the business for decades. And he went to the show with us a few years ago, and he's going to go to the National Hardware Show with us again this year. And then we have got Guillermo Rivera. He is from the Florida area. He has got a very cool product. He is signed up to go to the National Hardware Show with us this year. And then our industry expert is Jim Groulet. He has got a kitchen cabinet product. But he's also on the board of directors for the Kitchen and Bath Show. And so he is going to be our industry expert, really talking about the value of, going to the show, the kind of information you can gather at a show, and why feet on the ground, eye-to-eye contact is so valuable for our inventors in getting, understanding the process and getting those steps done correctly to get to market.
Well, I want to give you a great shout out because to let my audience know that you actually work very hard in getting these guests. You produce this hour of the InventAmerica show, and I know I have gotten you on the show many times as a guest, but you now realize how not difficult, but what's entailed to put an hour radio show per week in lining this up, and not only lining the guests, but we have to give the topics that my audience wants to know about because it's going to fail. People have to listen what we want to talk about, and I tell you, Rita, America is listening to this show. It's really growing in leaps and bounds, and I hate to say it, probably within another year, I think the InventAmerica show might take over Home Talk. So I don't know. People want to know.
I don't know about that.
but
the fascinating part is that people can sign up to be on the show, and I get to talk to these people I have never met. They are all over the country, and they share their stories. Well, I can have a 15-minute conversation with them and come up with 3 new topics for the show. Yeah. And so when the inventors, they reach out, they fill out the form, and I can go and look and see kind of where they are in the process and say, oh, this is our next show. This is the person I need. And I can call them up, have these wonderful conversations. So, anybody out there who's got a product and you want to be on the show, go to my website. It says right there, be on the show, and you fill out the form, and it drops into my email box.
Well, it makes it very easy because again, you can't go to B till you do A. You can't go to C till you do B. So it's like, okay, like you said, where you at in the process, and then you're going to tell them quick, this is what you need to do. So it's saving them time, and most importantly, they're saving them dollars, and in some cases, they're saving them marketing dollars without them wasting trying to find a patent attorney that might be an unscrupulous patent attorney, because they're out there. I hate to say it, but they're out there.
They are.
And, and they got a lot of, patent attorneys that we talk to on this show that are really good at what they do. They're legitimate. And at the end of the day, they want to see you succeed. And anything we can do to help our inventors out, and that's what the show is all about. But it sounds like you got a great show, a great lineup, and there's the music. We got to step away. We got to pay some bills, Rita. As you know, production is very expensive, and again, we don't charge our guests to be on this radio program. So we're going to step away. Please visit our website, the main website at HomeTalkUSA.com. You can get all the InventAmerica information you need. It's sitting there, the link. You can get the InventAmerica website. Rita Crompton's website is on our website. You can watch all the television shows at HomeTalkTV.com, and you can listen to all the archives we have on both shows, the InventAmerica show and Home Talk USA, which is part, again, of the Home Talk USA radio family. So on behalf of the Inventor Lady and the Cajun Contractor, we're going to take a short break. We're both going to be back. Don't go anywhere. And I think Daryl Swank's going to be our first guest with Ice Grill Brush right here. Yay!
Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to InventAmerica from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country. Home Talk USA with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us for this next episode. And I want to encourage anybody out there who's thinking about starting a project, an invention. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email, rita@inventorlady.com. I am happy to point you into the direction of service providers, patent attorneys, our meetings that are free that you can attend and ask questions. So just let me know, rita@inventorlady.com. Our guest for this session is Guillermo Rivera, and he is out of Florida. And a professional contractor, he devised an easy-to-use template that makes it much more simple to frame up a wall. Dynamic Framer is the name of the product. Guillermo, thank you so much for being with us. You are going to the hardware show again with us this year.
I am. Last year was really successful. We made a lot of good contacts. And I think next year we'll have a little bit more in terms of finished product, and I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. We're so glad to have you. So tell everybody, what is Dynamic Framer?
So Dynamic Framer is a three-piece kit that we devised to help do-it-yourselfers build walls accurately and professionally without the big contractor costs. Hank, my partner, Hank and I are both contractors. We've been commercial and residential contractors for each one of us almost 30 years. And we started talking about how do we make it easy for maybe training carpenters or do-it-yourselfers to frame walls. We found that it was more difficult than it seems to get everything laid out 16 inches on center. So we came up with a template that automatically laid out the 16 inches on center, along with an accessory that attaches directly to the template that gives you the exact angle for toenailing the stud to the bottom plate. Along with that, we also have a leveler that attaches to the face of the stud that lets the user know when the wall is straight from top to bottom. It's almost like a Lego set for building walls.
Nicely put. So you're on a lot of the different social medias, and we will post all of that. Your website is dynamicframer.com. We will post that as well. So what have you been doing to actually promote your product out there?
Yeah, we've started up, like you said, the website, and we are starting to be more active on social media via Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. All of the social media outlets. Right now, we're trying to finalize the final for production design. We've made a few changes based off of feedback that we received at a little bit at the hardware show, and have incorporated that into the final design that I think will attract some commercial contractors along with the do-it-yourself crowd. So we're in the process of finalizing the mold design so that we can get it into production.
Well, that's excellent. So from beginning to end, how long have you been working on this?
Boy, it's been probably since the day that we came up with the idea. It's probably taken close to 3 years to get to the point where we're ready to manufacture. It's been a long process. We got some help from Purdue University Northwest and developing the prototypes, but it's been a journey.
I think that's one of the things that inventors have a real hard time gauging is the time it's going to take to get from, oh, cool, I have an idea, to being, to the point of selling and at least getting some of that money back. Those early years, it's all money going out the door. Yep,
and it takes longer than you would initially really assume it would. I mean, coming up with the idea is the easy part. Then you've got to figure out how do you get it done, how do I market it, how do I mass produce it, how do I ship it. All of that is work and time consuming.
Yeah, no kidding. It's always funny because I always tell inventors, it's like, get your best estimate of cost and time and then double it. And now you're in the ballpark. Because it always takes twice as long and costs twice as much to get through the process, just like you said.
Yeah, it's taken us, like I said, almost 3 years, and that's with help.
Yeah. So what is your ultimate goal?
Ultimately, I think we've got a couple of different avenues that we're looking at. One, we're initially wanted to sell it directly and maybe even get it into some of the big boxes at Home Depot and Menards. Now we've started to look at potentially licensing it to, we had a company that's interested in licensing it and that has similar products currently in Menards and Home Depot. So we're trying to advance that relationship and at the same time trying to get it done so we can sell it ourselves. So if we can do both and maybe license it or sell it ourselves while one of the other companies decides, okay, we can put our name on it and sell it as well. That's probably, something we would love to do.
Well, we can talk about some of those options when we go to the hardware show because most of the inventors who go with us are in the very early stages like you were last year. And then they want to be able to keep kind of some of their options open, but ultimately would like to be able to get to the point where they can license it and still do some of the fun stuff with it. Yep, and that's ultimately what we'd like to do is find someone who can take some of the burden of marketing it and producing it and getting it out and shipping it and talking to some of the retail stores that we may not have an immediate contact with and to get it out there. We had some success with local, smaller hardware stores at the hardware show that were very interested in getting the product into their stores, but we weren't at the point yet where we are able to, send them 100 units. Hopefully by the time the next hardware show comes around, we will. Excellent. I'm hoping you'll be there too. I know that there were a couple of the guys last year that were able to start filling orders pretty quick, and they've done very well. They've gotten a lot of orders from the contacts they made at the National Hardware Show. So those are all good things. And again, folks, if you've got a product you've been teeing up, join us at the National Hardware Show. It is a great place to be able to go eye to eye with someone that can become a licensee or a potential reseller for you. And that's what it's all about, is those next steps. So give us a call, give us a ring. And right now we are going to thank Guillermo for being on. We really appreciate it. And we are going to take a quick break because we have to pay some bills. Thank you. Thank you, Guillermo.
Yep, thank you.